And the winner is Jim Carrey.
Oh, thank you. Will, one word, 2 syllables, breath assure. Okay? I had a lot of time to think of that. It's not fair. First of all, I would like to thank Will and the rest of the nominees in this category. They are unbelievable talents and want what I've got so bad they can taste it. Oh, wow, I'm sorry. Where'd that come from? I'd like to thank my management team, who are wonderful, the best at what they do in every category, and should thank their lucky stars they ever met me. That is not what I meant to say. It's the truth. I would like to thank the fans. Who have always supported my comedies, but don't quite know what to think of me in drama. And lastly, I would like to thank MTV, especially the producer of this show, who obviously had a real brainchild, you know, sat and thought, wow, I can get a lot of commercial coverage, sell a lot of time, if I could get a bunch of celebrities together in a room. I know, I'll give them an award, and if they don't show up, people will think they're ungrateful. It's perfect! I really am grateful for this. It's a tremendous honor and a business. It's really, though, just mostly an honor.
Business.
Okay, it's a business and an honor, but I'm grateful. I am grateful. Thank you very much.
And the winner is Jim Carrey in The Truman Show.
Let it blow, let it blow. You know, after this year's so-called Oscar race, I realized that Dancing for the Man just ain't where it's at. And I decided right then and there that no matter what they tried to take away from me, I was going to be who I really am. Thank you. So I want to thank a couple of people. I'd like to accept this award on behalf of my new biker friends. I'd like to thank MTV for throwing this little shindig, giving us an excuse to party one more time. I got a little bone to pick with the programming department. You know, I like rap music as much as the nice, frightened Caucasian. But you know, would it kill you every once in a while to play a little fog hat? And last, but definitely most important to me, I'd like to thank all the ladies. For dressing up so pretty. There's some fine looking in this room tonight, I'll tell you that much. You're all going in my fantasy file, I'll tell you that. I don't care who your daddies are. Hey, is that chick from the Ricky Martin video going to be at the party? I don't know who she is, man, but I'm mean to find out. Let it flow, let it blossom, let it go. In the sun, the rain, the snow, love is lovely. Let it flow, baby. Peace, love.
Up next, Jennifer Lopez, Keanu Reeves, and the award for Best Movie.
Party starts now, huh?
Nothing to see here, folks. Get that camera off, for God's sakes.
Get that thing out of my face.
Get that out of his face.
I'm telling you, when the Y2K thing hits, whole place is gonna go house.
The 90...
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Carrey.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the category of Best Actress Ever, the nominees are Meryl Streep, Meryl Streep, and Meryl Streep. And the winner is, guess who? We just wrapped a film together. For you laymen watching out there, wrapped is an inside Hollywood term that means, what's next, man? Call yourself an agent? I'm dying here. Riding on the vine, man. If you don't get me another job soon, man, I'll do something crazy, I swear. At first, I was a little nervous. You know, I didn't know what she'd be like, but lucky for me, she was open and willing to learn. Remember the time when you were in the middle of that scene and you were all over the place, hamming it up, eating the damn scenery, and I said, hey, Meryl, less is more. Well, you picked right up on it. I was so proud of you that day. A lot of actors started doing bad commercials. Remember Robert De Niro's? No, that's a spicy meatball. Or Bruce Dern. Where's the beef? Where is it? Give me the beef or I'll crack your head open. And of course, my favorite, Jack Nicholson. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. There is no bad film on this woman. Nothing. There are no flaws. That's what I want to know. Where are the flaws? You know, what are you, man? What are you? Shapeshifter? Body snatcher? Seriously, though, whether you're a friend, a colleague, or, oh, yeah. Or just a person in a dark movie theater being moved by your many, many beautiful performances. I think we can all agree that no one has ever deserved this honor more. And I know how easily embarrassed you are, so about compliments and things like that, this is going to be a very confronting night for you, so I don't want to lay it on too thick or anything like that. So I'll just say this. You're simply the best! You're better than all the rest! You're better than anyone! Maybe even him! Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're simply the best! Wouldn't this be great with music? Living in America. Got to have a celebration. Ow! We love you, Meryl. We really do. And I feel so lucky, so really, really lucky to have been able to work with you in Lemony Snicket's, a series of unfortunate events. Opening nationwide, December 17th. Darn it! I didn't want to do that. Oh, I feel so cheap now. Just put the money on the table and get out. Get out! Really, Meryl? I'm gonna come over there. I don't care. There. What an arm! Unbelievable. One more thing. I know you're already embarrassed. You wanted this not to happen, I'm sure. I have crossed the line. I'm sorry. But I just really do want to say, God bless you as you have blessed us and as He has blessed us through you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here tonight, as all of us are, to pay tribute to an American icon, an actor, a filmmaker, and truly one of my personal heroes, Mr. Clint Eastwood. I'm also here because the AFI is paying me $20 million and $3, making me the highest paid megalomaniacal boy king in all of Babylon!
Don't get me wrong, Clint. I wanted to be here. But my quote is my quote. If I lower it for you, I have to do it for everybody. That's all. Not many people know this, but Clint Eastwood was one of my first supporters in the business. At the time, I was a struggling actor, and I was cast to play the part of a crazed, drug-fiend rock star named Johnny Squares in the Dirty Harry film, The Deadpool. For the Sure, you can applaud for that. All right. For my audition, I was put on tape singing an Alice Cooper song. I went completely nuts, tearing up the office, doing contortions, spitting into the camera. Afterwards, I wondered if I had gone too far. In those days, I still worried about that sort of thing. But when I finally met Clint, he just said to me, "I love that tape. And I show it to all my friends." Naturally, I was elated. I wanted to do the best possible job that I could do for this man. You know, the first day of shooting, I showed up with all these wild ideas. I said, I have a ton of ideas that I want to try out, Mr. Eastwood, if you don't mind. You know, I was expecting a little bit of resistance. But Clint just looked at me, then looked at the producer, David Valdez, and said, "Well, maybe we'll just turn the camera on and let him go." I improvised for about 2 hours after that. Then with Clint's help, we honed the final performance down to this little piece that I'd like to perform for you now. "Hey, man, I can handle it." I was a tad over-prepared that day. But that was only because I was working with a legend, someone whose movies I had admired for years. Every guy in this audience, though, at one time or another, has lived vicariously through Clint Eastwood and his mythological characters. He's our equalizer. He's the one who could settle the score for us. The man that every man would love to be. When a bully was pursuing you and pushing you around in the schoolyard, you'd think to yourself, wow, there's just no justice. Then you'd see a Clint Eastwood movie, and you'd realize that that bully grows up to become the guy who gets his butt kicked by the man with no name. You know? It's our salvation. I don't know if they meant this. It's just really a theory of mine. But I think the reason why he had no name is so that we could fill in our own.
I ain't even got to open this. Jim Carrey.
I'd like to thank Jamie Foxx and stuff, and for introducing me. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Britney Spears, who's here. Okay, but like, you know, leave me alone, Britney, because like I'm too old for you, man. I'm 17. And wow, let me see. I just want to say that I'm really thankful for this, and it's a great honor because I believe that young people rule the world and stuff. And and I've always felt a really special connection with teenagers and everything. And I'm kind of like, you know, kind of like a teenager, you know, in certain ways. Like when I got my braces and stuff, you know, I was really embarrassed. And then like all my friends, you know, got braces too, and then it was like cool. And then, you know, like when whenever there's something like, you know, really, really important happening, I get really nervous and like I totally break out and stuff. You know, you should see my back. I shouldn't have touched it, you know? But like, you know, but that's okay because I saw NSYNC backstage and they totally broke out too, you know? In fact, they have a new breakout album and stuff, but but like, you know, I'm really happy to be here, and it's really great. And oh, ouch. Oh, that one hurts. Oh, that's ready to go. No, I'm sensing some seismic activity on this one, man. I better get out of here before I go totally Mount St. Helens, man. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. You rule.
And your favorite, your choice for favorite comedy motion picture this year is Bruce Almighty.
This is the first award of the year for Bruce Almighty, and the second time a comedy movie starring Jim Carrey has won. Accepting for the movie is Jim Carrey.
That is what I have to work with every day. Thank you, guys. This means a ton. Before he implodes, this is the crew that made the movie. They are insanely talented, and I thank them. Without them, we could not have done it. Thank you so much. Now, let me bring up the scary Jim Carrey to say a few words.
That's Steve Odekirk right there, by the way. He's created almost everything. He's the mad scientist behind me. Hi, guys. Wow. Not only is this an important win for the movie, it's just great to know that, as well as the movie being successful, the whole Hollywood community has decided to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. It's fantastic. Thank you, my Jewish friends. Oh, that's great. By the way, I was wondering, you know, Rob Thomas said something about who are the people? Are the people actually here that voted for this? Is there someone down here that voted for this? Who? You? Stand up. Stand up. Come here. Come here. Hurry, come down here. Come here. Stand right here. Okay, stand right here. Face these men. Now say thank you. These guys did it for us. The people. I want to say one more thing. Seriously. God has loved all of us through you guys my entire life. I swear, I've had so much love from people. When I walk down the street, people's faces light up, and I guess I really honestly want to say something serious, and that is, I like people! Thank you.
Great thrill for me
I'm here tonight to present the Creative Achievement Award to one of my true heroes, Rodney Dangerfield. Most people don't know this about him, but Rodney is a very sweet and generous man. We're talking about a guy who has dozens of people walk up to him every day of his life and say, "Hey, Rodney, I'll give you some respect." As if he's never heard it before, and not once has he cold-cocked anyone. That alone is an incredible achievement. I know, because apparently I'm smoking. He is, without a doubt, as funny as a carbon-based life form can be. His biggest problem is that he fires off brilliant one-liners so fast that by the time you've recovered from one joke, you've already missed the next three. As the owner of Dangerfields in New York, and through his HBO specials, he continues to be a young comedian's best friend. He even helped discover a young impressionist from Canada who dreamed of, at one time, being the next Rich Little. I was performing in Toronto when I got my first gig with Rodney. He liked my act and he hired me to open for him at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. It was a very big deal for me. After that, he took me on tour for a couple of years, and one day I decided to be myself on stage. Well, things got pretty weird after that. I was bombing night after night, but I could still hear Rodney laughing in the wings. Afterwards, he'd say to me,
"Man, those people are looking at you like you're from another planet."
But if I was making him laugh, I knew I was onto something. One of the most revealing moments about Rodney, though, occurred when my father came to visit me in Las Vegas. My father was a pretty funny guy, and Rodney treated him wonderfully. My father knew him from the Ed Sullivan Show, and I knew him from Caddyshack. Somehow, he had found a way to appeal to every generation. You've got to admire that. He's a man who persevered and struggled for decades before he reached the top of his profession. I don't know if anybody here remembers the comedy club era. Well, they were quite popular places at one time. I did stand-up in the clubs for 15 years, and sometimes the only thing that kept me going was the thought that Rodney made it when he was in his 50s. In a business that generally values youth before talent, he was absolute proof that it's never too late to make your mark. You may have to quit for a while and sell some paint, but you don't have to give up your dreams. So, on behalf of all the fans and performers that he's inspired and helped along the way, I am deeply honored to present Rodney Dangerfield with this year's American Comedy Award for Creative Achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, Rodney Dangerfield.
I tell you, I'm all right now, but last week I was a rough shape, you know? I mean, last week, Cisco and Ebert caught my act. They gave me one finger up. I want to thank Jim, and I'm so happy with all his new success. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy and a more talented guy, really. So much.
Birthday num-nums. Birthday num-nums. Howdy for dinner. Howdy for dinner. Do you have a license for that minke? You cannot have a license. It's against the law to have a license without a minke. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I know that I'm the luckiest man in the world tonight because I get to pay tribute to a man who, through his creative genius, has heaped joy upon the world. Blake Edwards had a profound effect on me growing up after I saw A Shot in the Dark, which I really believe is the perfect comedy. I went through a long Cato phase. No one in my family was safe. I would attack without warning. My sister was 13 years older than me and having sex with my brother-in-law when I struck from the foot of the bed. Naked limbs flying everywhere, saliva. She felt totally violated, but it did sharpen her senses. The days of wine and roses made us cry, breakfast at Tiffany's made us fall in love, and everything else made us laugh like hell. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the true masters, Blake Edwards. I can't believe this is happening! I can't believe this is happening on the biggest night of his life! Idiot! Blake! Can I help you out here? Come on, buddy. Here we go. Put your head down there. That's it. That's it. Come on, bud. You gotta go.
Don't touch my Oscar.
I don't want to touch your Oscar. I just want to get you to the podium, okay? Come on, bud. Now, this is why they wanted us to come in and rehearse.
Yeah, but don't touch my Oscar.
Oh, I won't. I won't touch it.
Jesus Christ.
Beautiful. Blake Edwards!
Hold it. Hold it.
That?
Yeah, I gotta hang on to something.
They don't let me have these, man.
I know, but just
okay.
I'll get it from you in a minute. Jesus. I don't care anymore. Wow. That felt good. I've been allowed a minute and a half of 90 seconds, my choice, to thank everyone that made it possible for me to receive this honor. When I started giving it some thought, serious thought, everyone, I mean everyone, got me here tonight. The first person that came to mind when I tried to pick them out was a little guy who worked on The Party, the film I did, called The Party, and he used to come out with a shovel and scoop up the elephant poop. And as he did, he sang, "There's no business like show business." And then there was a confused Italian actor that we tried to get him to understand what this okay sign meant in our vernacular. Okay, we just said, just do that. And he always did this. And so we decided, better we conform to him than he to us. So from then on the set, I would say, get the shot, Phil. Cutting room, you drop a couple of frames just before the alligator swallows the chimp. Ralphie? You think Audrey can sing it, Henry? The point is, each and every one who has contributed to this moment, friends and foes alike, yeah, I couldn't have done it without the foes. I'm steamed and I'm going to prove you're wrong. Okay? So it's everyone, from the little guy with the shovel to the discerning folks in the academy. My mother thanks you. My father thanks you. And the beautiful English broad with the incomparable soprano. and promiscuous vocabulary. Thank you. And I sure as hell thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be recognized for my work in The Grinch. As an artist, I am always striving to find new forms of expression. So I decided that if I was to win tonight, I would accept my award telepathically. And they say George Lucas is cutting edge. Whoa. Got a little dizzy there. I'm fine. It's just hard to breathe, that's all. Is it hot in here, or is it me? Oh no. I can't speak. I've stayed too long. Head aching, palms moist. I'm blind! Dear God in heaven, what have I done? Lord, forgive me for meddling with the forces of nature. I better thank some people. Ron Howard, Rick Baker, Universal. Sorry if I've forgotten anybody. Oh, Kazoo.
MTV Movie Awards are...
Well, Jimbo, again, thank you for the magic moment on stage in Montreal.
Sorry. I seem to have gotten something stuck in my throat.
Ricola.
What I was trying to say was, Jim, Jim is a friend that I've always dreamed of. He is the brother I've always wanted. A man I've been quietly attracted to for years. Sometimes I watch him when he sleeps, and I wish that we could be together, but he's such a guy's guy. He doesn't even see me, feel me, touch me, heal me, see me, feel me, touch me, not there, a little higher, feel me,
Listening to you, I get the music following you. I get the story of you. I get excited. Wayne, what are you doing out here, man? What are you doing, man?
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I got all day. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Is this for me?
That's for you.
All right, you hold on to this one.
All right.
I prefer this one here. We'll turn this into a high school production yet.
Oh,
Yes. It's angular. Oh, it's a good thing I don't have some kind of condition where everything has to be right. Wayne Fleming, ladies and gentlemen, my very, very, very good friend. And part of my gang, obviously. Heads up to the west side. All right, doing some gang signs there, Wayne. First of all, I want to say this is such an incredible evening. Unbelievable. Oh, again, thanks for not mentioning some of our more criminal activities. Keep that to a minimum. I met Wayne when I wasn't working much in the business as a comedian. He called me and he said, "Do you want, I know you're kind of out of work and blacklisted," actually what I was. But you want to come out and play my club in Barrie? So I said, sure, got nothing much to do, why not? So I sat down with him for the first time and I thought to myself, this guy's a crook. I mean, look at him. It's like the beady eyes and big, you see? Very frightening. The Oscar the Grouch, mates with Brooke Shields' eyebrows, kind of thing. It's just not trustworthy, and I thought to myself, I'm not getting paid this week. Anyway, I guess you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. It's really true what they say. So I read a little further, and after a while, I just couldn't put it down. He's a good man, and he's never changed. The pages are a little dog-eared, but I really am glad that you're my friend, sir. Thank you. This is really incredible. I mean, just what a lineup of incredible talent. You can't sit back there and not realize how monumental this is. Our contribution to show business and to the arts and everybody here. I'm off the book now because I just want to say this. Sitting there and witnessing this has been so exciting to me. I really feel like I'm part of a gigantic contribution to this to society, and I'm just happy to be here. Hi, Steve. I am very happy. I always dreamed that, if I just worked hard enough and followed my inner voice somehow, some way, I'd be standing alongside greats like Mario Lemieux. Of course, in my dreams, we had skates on. We were playing hockey. You took the puck behind the net, passed it out in front of me. I shoot, I score! I ride my stick around for a while. And then I realize I'm naked. And that's when the fun begins. By the way, I don't believe there should be any physical violence in hockey. But I do believe that every team should be allowed to develop nuclear weapons as a deterrent. Now that would be a melee. You know what I mean?
The truth is, to the extent that I slept at all when I was a child, I did wander the house a bit. I dreamt about, what it would be like to have the freedom to do what I love, and the good fortune of being recognized for it in the country that raised me. And I also dreamt about a werewolf and trying to get away from him, but I was in slow motion on it. He was like that formed my early life, a lot of that thing. It's a metaphor, really, for life in Hollywood. Because life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. How do I know this? I don't, but I'm making sound, and that's the important thing. That's what I'm here to do. Sometimes I think that's the only thing that's important, really, It's just letting each other know we're here. Reminding each other that we're part of a larger self. I used to think Jim Carrey is all that I was. Just a flickering light, a dancing shadow, the great nothing masquerading as something you can name. Seeking shelter in caves and foxholes dug out hastily, an archer searching for his target in the mirror, wounded only by my own arrows, begging to be enslaved, pleading for my chains, blinded by longing and tripping over paradise. Now, fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. Please. And if it doesn't happen for you right away, it's only because the universe is so busy fulfilling my order. Party size! My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. How will you serve the world? What do they need that your talent can provide? That's all you have to figure out. As someone who's done what you're about to go and do, I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Because everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart, and all that will be left of you is what was in your heart. Dream up a good life. I had a substitute teacher from Ireland in the 2nd grade that told my class during morning prayer that when she wants something, anything at all, she prays for it and promises something in return, and she always gets what she wants. Well, I'm sitting at the back of the classroom, thinking, wow, my family can't afford a bike, So I went home and I prayed for one. And I promised I would recite the rosary every night in exchange. Broke that promise. But 2 weeks later, I got home from school to find a brand new Mustang bike with a banana seat and Easy Rider handlebars. Yeah. From fool to cool. My family informed me that I had won the bike in a raffle that a friend of mine had entered my name in without my knowledge whatsoever. So that type of thing has been happening to me ever since. As far as I can tell, it's just about letting the universe know what you want and working toward it while letting go of how it comes to pass. Your job is not to figure out how it's going to happen for you, but to open the door in your head. And when the door opens in real life, just walk through it. And don't worry if you miss your cue, because there's always doors opening. They keep opening. And when I say life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, I really don't know if that's true. I'm just making a conscious choice to perceive challenges as something beneficial so that I can deal with them in the most productive way. You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. Oh, and why not take a chance on faith as well? Take a chance on faith. Not religion, but faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire, and faith leaps over it. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world. And after you walk through those doors today, you will only ever have two choices: love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gav. I'm so honored. Thank you.